explain to me QAnon for our fans, since it's
4 months late. I love this. This is when you know you're on like an elderly person's podcast. They're like, "Can you explain to me QAnon and how did Trump get elected?"
No, I want to, because I don't like to talk about politics. I like to talk about things.
QAnon's a bad.
Maybe tell me I'm wrong. Maybe this is internalized sexism. Maybe I'm playing the victim, but I do not think the same business model works for a female comic. Female comics are the most loathed people on the planet. I'm like the most loathed person.
Yeah, but why are they wrong? That's the question, right? Because like, I understand what you're saying.
Go nuts. You're gonna hate it. You're gonna come crawling back and come live with me.
I don't.
3 months. I give him till.
That sounds like a nightmare. I'd rather be covered in black widows in the middle of a ditch in Texas than come crawling back to Los Angeles with you and have you like, you're like, "I'm hosting an Emmy after party on Zoom. Lisa Kudrow is going to be there. You must put on powder. Get your Instagram story ready."
Well, it's
like, what? She's at the top of the stairs, you know? She's going to shoot me like at the end of Sunset Boulevard. She's just going to shoot me with a gun, and then her dogs are going to eat her. And then we're all going to have to be like, man, no one saw that coming except anyone with eyes.
I mean, I do. You and Theo are like, "Fuck, the Hollywood won't hire me. They don't respect me." It's like, well, all you do is say that they are
hire us to do what, though?
Run pizza places with babies being trafficked.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal.
You're making it very hard for them to do business with you.
What we're doing is relevant, and what you're doing is irrelevant. That's the reality. The Masked Dancer is not relevant to anyone except corn-fed pigs who are like falling out of their disgusting cars and crawling into a golden corral. That's who watches that show.
Yes.
People whose brains have leaked out of their ears. And there's nothing wrong with that. They deserve entertainment too.
Even younger demo than TikTok. I'm getting 10-year-olds on The Masked Dancer.
Oh, well, and you should be proud. Why would I call Hollywood pedophiles when they're marketing to 10-year-olds? Triller's the new TikTok.
What?
You old goat. Triller's the new TikTok.
Triller?
Yeah, it's a new TikTok.
Whatever happened with Twitch?
Twitch is there.
Weren't we going to start a Twitch empire?
People are making money on Twitch.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's happening with Twitch?
People are gaming.
Should we do the OnlyFans roast? I want to do a roast that's on OnlyFans, and it's like the dirty jokes that we're not allowed to tell.
I don't want to shit on sex workers.
Okay.
I'm not an old conservative Republican like you. I'm a liberal progressive. Black Lives Matter AOC stand. So I don't want to...
OnlyFans.
Yeah, I don't want to shit on people that are trying to make a living. Well, every
time I leave a podcast, I have a complete nervous breakdown. I was like, that was terrible. I'm quitting podcasting.
Because when you're authentic, you're real. Everyone loves you. It's just like listen. Everyone's got to get used to it. It's very different. And I think that like for the first half of your career, the movies were silent. These were silent films. So you just had to look at someone and they knew what you were talking about. You didn't have to learn dialogue or anything. And then when they started doing color, they did color and you're like, oh my God, I'm in color. And then they did talking in the films, dialogue. You've seen all of these advancements happen. Now people have TVs in their home. Like you saw people get TVs in their home. In the beginning, you were on a show called The Shadow, which was a radio show, which was one of the top radio shows. And they would interrupt it every now and then when there was an announcement about the war. But you've gone through all of these things, and now you just have to learn how to be yourself. Now you're just back to...
Oh, God.
What we're doing now is back to the basics.
I feel like I'm like Valerie. I'm full Valerie Cherish from the comeback at this point.
Yes. Yeah, a little bit.
I mean... A little bit. Do you not watch TV? I feel like I should have a kid with Lex Fridman.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
What
a well-adjusted kid.
Don't you think that's a good idea? No. I feel like we should have a kid together. We don't have to date or anything. No?
Yeah, I mean, he's an interesting guy. He's a sweetheart, brilliant guy. Sure, good, go for it. You have my blessing.
Just to linger on that a little bit is Bill Gates, the conspiracy theories around Bill Gates bother me because this is me, dumb, naive Lex, thinks that Bill Gates did a lot of good for this world.
Sure.
First, by creating a company that empowered personal computers, and second, by donating a ton of money for like treating malaria in Africa and all those kinds of things. And there's these huge amounts of conspiracies, I think, based on like just replies to whenever Bill Gates does anything. Like, to me, the top replies should be about how inspiring that guy is to donate so much money.
Well, I think that.
And so sorry to. And the thing I'm struggling with is, if I'm Bill Gates, like, how do you behave differently? How do you show people that if you're not, I don't know, doing creepy stuff that they're saying he's doing?
Well, I think part of it is that he's done some really good stuff, right? He's an innovative guy. He's on the vanguard of a lot of things, but he's also the Antichrist. And I think that is, they're not mutually exclusive. He is the Prince of Darkness as well as No, here's my thing with Bill Gates. Yeah. He's a Batman villain billionaire, meaning that he's not a villain, but he's got all this money, right? Yeah. Here's the thing, and I love Musk and all these guys. I know you love these guys. Listen, when you have the kind of money that these guys have, and you have the vision that they have, and they want society to look a certain way, and a lot of them are doing great things, they need to get better at the pushback. They need to get a little better. When somebody says, hey, man, what's going on over there? Bill Gates needs to be a little better at going, here's what. Yeah. Because, Bill Gates has the money. I think he wanted to shoot a missile of dust at the atmosphere to help global warming. Yeah. And a lot of scientists were like, hey, man, that might not be the way to do it.
Problem with being a billionaire is you lose touch with reality if you're not careful. I think Elon is good at least so far, maintaining touch with reality.
No, but if you look at the name of his child, you can clearly see. Listen, I do like him, and I do think what he's done with Tesla. My producer has a Tesla, and he never shuts up about it. Most people that have Teslas never shut up about them, and they think they're part of the development team at SpaceX. And I like that he's created a world where people can get excited about a $37,000 car and never shut the fuck up about it to the point where I have to threaten people with physical violence to get them to stop telling me about that their car drives itself.
Oh, you should get a Tesla.
Maybe have a few less drinks and a few fewer Vicodin, and you can drive yourself.
Have you thought about getting a Tesla?
I've never thought about it. I don't like them. They're minimalist. I don't like I want more. I want more.
Get the Cybertruck.
I want to stage.
I'm just being trolling
my
you
guy,
by being a salesman.
dude, my producer wants a Cybertruck. I want a stagecoach. Old school stagecoach horse thief shit. It's going back to that. I live in an area with a lot of horses. It's going back to like whipping a horse. I want an animal to shriek while I go by.
You want more suffering in the world, not less.
Oh, I think we need it.
Okay, but I just don't like that billionaire is a bad word. And it's not necessarily, every billionaire is a pedophile.
I know, but the problem is a lot of it's just, Epstein was very smart at just getting people at that house and taking photos of them. Yeah. Nobody knew what they were doing, but it's it was one of those things where it's Epstein was the most social guy ever. Every photo, he's like, hey, and it's everyone that's ever done anything in the world has been at that fucking island. Yeah. Every human being is in a photo. It's just weird. I'm in, it's funny, me and my friends get together. We don't ever take photos, right? Yeah. Last night, a few people, it was my birthday yesterday. I'm 17. And my friends came over and we're just eating dinner, right? Mm-hmm. And we had a fun night, just 4 people that are over. Nobody, right? Nobody ever thought let's, hey, I want to remember it. Let's take photos. I'm 36. Woo! Yeah. But everything Epstein did, there's just photos of everybody. It's interesting.
I think it's possible that he is just an evil person who is after manipulating people and also was a pedophile. No. So there's a bigger thing.
Absolutely. No, it's factual that there's a bigger thing. Evil people don't get handed...
Those are your facts, Tim Dillon.
No, there's the facts of the case. You don't get handed a 65... Show me another evil guy who was handed a $65 million place by Les Wexner. Show me another evil guy that got that type of handshake deal where he was basically let off without anything after a judge had made a very... sweetheart deal for him after he was accused of molesting a 14-year-old. Show me another evil guy that doesn't have that kind of backing, that has those type of friends, those connections, those type of properties. Show me multiple passports all over the world. So show me a guy without anyone backing him that's doing it.
I wish there was a way to, because everything you just said now
makes a lot of sense, doesn't it?
I'm being indoctrinated on air. No,
you think there's just Jeffrey Epstein's just a fun random guy who just wanted to make home movies of presidents?
Well, you think I'm just some random guy? I'm just trying to sell myself as somebody who is friendly with the American audience.
I believe you are backed by people that want people to be more comfortable with robot dogs. I believe that. I believe you're pushed to be the happy face of AI.
Which is why I
they
will
should have
edit
picked
this
the happier
part
face.
out.
No editing. Joe Rogan's rule: no editing.
This is live. No, there's a bunch of them that have done. There's some conspiracy theories that are dramatic and true. The question is, I wish there was a way to prove that some of them are not. And it's very difficult because so much is shrouded in mystery. Like one of the things I'm bothered by is when people accuse other like athletes of using steroids, for example.
Right.
And it's just, yes, a lot of people use steroids, but it sucks that people just don't believe you. There's some incredible athletes that look shredded, that look just incredible performers, and everybody just says that they're on steroids. They kind of assume.
Yeah, and people accuse me all the time of being on performance-enhancing drugs and steroids, and it is hard. But what I remind them is what my appearance is a result of dedication. But no, it's hard work, diet, exercise, dedication.
Are you on keto?
I'm on keto. I'm doing a version of keto. You're keto, right?
Yeah.
So I'm doing a version of keto right now with bread. And do you see what I mean?
You carb up in order to be
keto with sugar. It's called keto plus sugar.